What's going on, everybody? Rob A here, and today we're taking a look at another Transformers Beast Wars Masterpiece figure, this time MP-46 Blackwidow, also known as Blackarachnia. And I'm really excited about this figure, not only because it's another Predacon, which is nice to add to our ongoing Beast Wars Masterpiece collection, but because it is one of my favorite characters from the Beast Wars series. Blackarachnia is a really cool character, had a really interesting story arc, and I'm just really excited to actually have her in figure form, looking straight out of the show, for lack of a better word, I guess. Phrase? Anyway, so here is the package. You can see a very nice image of Blackarachnia's robot mode, as well as the Blackwidow spider mode, which has some issues, and I'm sure we'll get into those as we actually get into the review itself of the figure. You can see on the side here another image of the Blackwidow mode, and another image of the robot mode. Top just has some nice shiny metallic stuff. Back has a lot of Japanese text, as well as some pics from the show to show off just how closely this does resemble the actual figure. And some of the accessories. You've got a couple of different faces here, as well as some accessories including the anchor shot, the poison anchor, Spiderweb, comes with a figure stand, which is really cool, Neo round machine gun, which is just her spider legs, and of course the visor used in, was it Coming of the Fusers? One of the episode starts, I believe it was Coming of the Fusers, where she merges minds with tarantulas. So really, really cool. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and get the package open, and we're going to check out Masterpiece Blackarachnia right now. Alright guys, so here we have Blackarachnia in her beast mode, and just very quickly I'm going to show off the collector card that we get in the set here. Real quick. Nothing too crazy to talk about here. It's basically the same card you're going to see with all of these Beast Wars Masterpiece figures, but, you know, it's got some nice artwork on it, so I thought it was worth mentioning. Here, of course, is Blackarachnia. You have a few accessories for this mode. You've got the figure stand, which is pretty much the same base that you got with Dinobot, and of course the arm is going to be basically the same as with Trax, and this may have come with another figure by now, but I don't really remember, so I do apologize. But you understand, it's the basic kind of Transformers base plate. This can connect to the ones that came with Dinobot, and then of course the basic stand. You do get this nice web piece here, which is made up of 4 different sections. And then this pretty neat little attachment point here that can actually be turned around and changed to fit her various forms and modes. And she sticks on this by way of the other missile accessory, the anchor missile that she comes with, that is attached to her lower body in spider mode, attaches to a little clip on the web, and that holds her in place fairly well. It's the biggest problem with that is that this is a very fiddly beast mode, very fiddly transformer in general, and getting the anchor to stay on. You can see there's these 2 little holes right here that tab onto her underside in spider mode. They do not like to stay put because unfortunately there's no way other than the arms, the robot arms, I should say, underneath, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So we're going to detach her from the web here, and as you can see, it's already come loose despite me trying to keep it together. The robot arms here form underneath her body, and then you've got these 2 tabs that this thing pegs onto, but unfortunately they just don't want to stay tabbed in. Because the arms themselves don't tab anywhere underneath the spider body, which I think is kind of a big miss on the part of Takara Tomy. So they tend to kind of just mush around when you want to peg this on. So you can get it on and it'll stay. There's no problem with it staying, but actually trying to clip it into this, because it clips right on here, and it just pushes this in any given direction. It just pops the anchor right off. So that's pretty annoying. But that said, we'll put this aside and we'll come back to this in robot mode. For now, let's take a look at the Blackwidow mode of Blackarachnia here, and it's decent enough as far as what you're going to get with a figure that is this small. So just a quick size comparison right off the bat here. There is her beast mode, and here we have Primal and Cheetor. So you can see her beast mode is very, very tiny. There's a lot of robot packed into that beast mode, but it is very, very small, especially compared to the other Beast Wars Masterpiece figures. So it's going to be, it's pretty much the best they could do with what they had. And even the beast mode can't quite decide how it wants to be. So it's weird. You've got this panel right here, and it looks like this panel is meant to clip onto this little tab over here. And if you push it back a little bit, it actually does clip on to that tab. And then the spider mode kind of looks like it fits together a little bit better, but then you've got this big gap underneath here with the arms. So oddly enough, and it even shows in the instructions that this is supposed to be down here like this, and you've got just this kind of weird space with these little gold bits showing through, and then this little tab here just kind of hanging out. So I don't really get exactly what's going on here, but it's a very strange transformation. As you can see, the arms do just fold up under here. You've got the spider legs, which are great. They're on ball joints. These can be kind of rotated in and out to kind of suit however you want. The ball joints on my copy are a little bit on the loose side, which is unfortunate, but not the biggest deal. I could just add a little floor wax or something to those and probably tighten them right up. But, it's a Masterpiece class figure. You shouldn't have to do that. Each spider leg has one ball joint here, and then a soft ratchet at the midsection. And they look great. They look great. Underneath, she's got her pelvis, which actually folds up like this. And so she basically rests on this piece rather than on her spider legs. Her spider legs can technically hold the weight of the figure. You just got to get it kind of in that sweet spot here to where they're all sort of, all right, maybe they can't so much. I have gotten it to do it correctly a few times, but anyway, for right now, let's just say it rests pretty much on these little tabs here that kind of act as separate feet underneath the body. You do have a little articulation beyond the legs in this mode. The head actually can rotate around. You can see those little eyes painted in here. Head can rotate around, it can go up, it can go down, the midsection itself can go up and down. Again, kind of counterintuitive to what you'd think as far as transformation goes. The mouth parts themselves can actually go in and out. You got a little wiggle back and forth, up and down, and then the, I don't know, what are these, pedipalps? Whatever they are, the mouth parts can open and close as well. So that's pretty neat. You also have the, I showed you the anchor missile here. You do get a separate one of these with some string attached to it. And this works. It's pretty cool. She's got a little port in the back, and you can see the other anchor just fell off. She's got a port right in the back here. And you can just plug that in and then use the anchor to hang her from whatever you like. So that's pretty neat. And that's really all there is to talk about. Yes, her robot legs are pretty visible from the sides. Yes, her robot arms are just kind of sticking out. But honestly, once you tuck everything in together, it really is not that bad looking in hand. Everything just kind of blends together well enough that you don't really notice it. And you can also, of course, kind of tuck things in a little bit and fan mode it just enough kind of to your liking. But it's never going to be perfect. You're never going to get everything like hidden away all that terribly well. So, that said, let's go ahead and get this gal transformed into robot mode. Alright guys, so transforming Blackarachnia is actually not that difficult. You just gotta ignore the floppy leg. So first thing you want to do is come back here and you can see the rear of the spider mode. Actually will fold up. There's a little tab here that plugs right into this little hole. And you just pull this whole section and it'll pop right out. And this will become Blackarachnia's gun. And we'll just set that right off to the side. Then we take this panel, which is actually clipped between the knees, and pop this up as well. And that'll allow us to bring the legs down and kind of get those all situated out of the way. And let's go ahead and just take care of that right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to unfold each leg. We're going to take the kneecap, just push that out until it's lined up correctly, and do that on both sides. Unfold the leg. Then we will just take these panels and fold them in just like that on both sides. Alright, next up, the feet will just come down like this. And just be careful because these hinges are very, very stiff, and the plastic is pretty thin. Just all around on this figure, the plastic is pretty thin just because of the size of the figure. Take out the heel spur. There's a little tab here on the bottom. That'll help you get that. And that's pretty much the legs. Now, the legs do actually have extensions in them at the hip. Like that. So you can get a lot of really good poses out of it, but just be aware that that is the case. And we'll just bring this piece down just like that. Next up, we're going to take care of the top half of the figure. And we're going to go ahead and grab the back panel here with this lovely hourglass printed on it. We're going to just untab this. You've got a little tab here, the tab's right in. Bring this back. Unfold the arms. Let me actually bring this camera up a little bit here. Unfold the arms out of the way to kind of make room for everything. We're going to take the top half of the spider, the spider head and midsection here, and we're going to rotate this in. There's a little hole in there you can really not see, and this little tab right here. And we're going to fold those in, but first we're going to take the spider head, rotate it around to reveal the robot mode abs rather. Bring this all the way around, and that, like I said, that's going to plug right into that. And then this section here that you couldn't quite see. So this section is actually going to rotate in over on itself and just plug in like that, revealing this little hole here for a tab. So once that's all together, we can go ahead and rotate the pelvis around and then bring it up and tab it together. And now you can see Blackarachnia's pelvis, which has some nice hip sway going on there. Alright, so now that we have this cleared out of the way, we can go ahead and push the head and chest panel through. And we just want to make sure that we're moving this back enough to clear all of those various parts. So now we have the head and chest panel. You'll see you've got this long piece here. We're just going to rotate this back and accordion it in on itself so it seats in there. The kind of collar will sit there, and then there's a little tab here under the chest panel that's going to rotate down and clip right in there. And everything should sort of lock into place. And you can push your head back and kind of get that all situated however you want. Finally, we're going to do the, well, actually one more step here on the back. So this panel, you can do it two ways. The instructions have you leaving this panel down. You can also fold this panel up. It's really up to your personal preference. It may not peg in with the with this panel folded up, but normally there's a little tab area or a little slot right there that this piece will tab into just behind the neck, and it may not reach with this panel actually folded down. But what you can do for the official transformation is we'll leave this panel down like this, then this will come up and tab right into the back, and it actually does not make her any more back heavy with that panel down. Mostly you want to fold this panel up just to attach her to the figure stand, so we're going to leave it down for now just with the official transformation. Finally, let's do the arms. We're going to rotate the shoulder armor around here, bring the forearms down, rotate them just like that so you can see the elbow joints here, the double hinged elbow joints, and then rotate the hands around however you like, the claws, just like that. Do the same on the other side. Rotate them however you like, and then you can rotate the spider legs back to whatever position you prefer on the robot arms. And there you have Blackarachnia in robot mode. And for all of the weird fiddliness and problems of the spider mode, the robot mode is perfect. I mean, I have no complaints whatsoever about this mode. It's absolutely perfect. The paintwork is stunning. The articulation is great. You can even do this nice little trick with the spider legs if you want to turn them around to be the kind of minigun sort of effect there. You can actually just spin this whole section around so you don't even have to turn all the spider legs around and mess with those ball joints. You can just turn it right around like that. Quick change to have her fire those weapons. So that is super, super cool. Let's do a quick size comparison here just to kind of get it going out of the way. So we're going to put her back here. And once again, we're going to show her off with Optimus Primal. There you go. And Cheetor. So I think she looks really, really good. She's shorter, about a head shorter than Cheetor, and a little bit shorter than Primal as well. So I think that works out pretty good. And then last but not least, I'm going to kind of move her over Mia so we can get this bad boy in here. She is quite a bit smaller than Megatron, and I think that's really awesome. I love the way that they integrated or are keeping to the official scale of the show. I think that's really, really cool. Megatron looks like he could easily just bite her in half with his dino mouth hand. Anyway, let's take a look at the head sculpt on this figure. Absolutely gorgeous head sculpt. Now this is the face with the smirking expression, but she does have two other faces as well. She's got the very standard neutral face, which I think looks good. And she's got the green eyes, kind of yelling, shouting face, which also looks really good. From when she's, you know, from the island or whatever episode you feel this best represents. But she's got the green eyes. She also has included this visor from when she and Tarantulas got their minds linked together, which I think was that Coming of the Fusers? That may have been Aftermath. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember offhand which episode that was, but you guys get the idea. She comes with this. It's got a cord with an open port on the end, and I assume that's probably will come with some sort of accessory for Tarantulas. But you just put this right on her head, and she can wear it. And it's pretty cool. I mean, it's not something I'll ever use or display her with, but it's nice to have. And they even included an extra cord just in case that one breaks, which is, I think, nice. She also includes this weapon here. You can see it's got these little panels that fold down, but I find personally that she doesn't hold it amazingly well with these little panels folded down, so usually I just leave them folded up because it doesn't really make that much of a difference. But you can put this right in her hand. It's got a little peg right here. It just goes in just like that. And then you can take either the regular anchor or the this guy right here. You can fit that in. There's a little slot underneath to kind of leave room for the string as well, if that's what you want, so she can fire that out, and you can just kind of pretend, I guess, maybe stick this in the hole or whatever. But this one fits in really nicely, goes in all the way there, and then she can have her blaster with the anchor shot. So that's really, really cool. Articulation wise, she's got it all. She does have the head swap gimmick, which I just showed you. It's very easy, just pull it right off, and then you can pop the new one right back on. She's got that going on. Head is on a ball joint. Neck goes forward and backwards. She can look up, she can look down. Very nice. Shoulders can go up and down a little bit. They can rotate around any way you please. You can hold on to the shoulder armor so it doesn't move. Shoulders go out and in. She's got a swivel up at the top of her shoulder. She's got one down here at the elbow. She's also got double hinged elbows. Very, very nice. She's got really nice articulation on her claws or hands. She's got wrist articulation. She's got joints here at the base of the, I guess this would be the thumb. She's also got a mid finger joint here. She's got two joints on this part of the claw, so she can really get some nice expressive movements out of that. She does have waist articulation, which I showed off. She's got that hip rock. Got the splits going on here, back and forth. She's got a very nice deep knee bend as well. And you can even get some motion out of the feet just from the way that it transforms there also. And she's got, of course, the ankle tilt. She does have very small feet for her body, so, you know, getting her to stand can be just not, it's not difficult. It can be a little tricky at first. You just kind kind of find a place where she's happy to stand, and then she's, you know, super solid. And again, the spider legs are also articulated, so that's really cool. I'm just going to spin these back around. So yeah, overall, robot mode, very, very nice. Spider mode, it feels like they could have given it another pass, at least. And it's not really that I think it looks bad. I just really wish that everything had a place to peg in. Like, I really, really wish that these hands had maybe, you know, maybe a couple of ports on the bottom here, and maybe we had a couple of pegs here for them to just plug onto, just to hold everything together a little more solidly in spider mode, because it is very, very easy to jostle things out of place, and kind of getting her into spider mode almost looks like she didn't actually have a beast mode and you're just kind of fan moding it. So I will say that is the most disappointing part of this figure. But that said, just the perfection of the robot mode itself really does sort of wipe out a lot of those problems I have. Transforming her is not difficult in either direction. It's way more fiddly going to spider mode from robot mode, of course, because nothing actually pegs in the way you think it's going to. But I mean, overall, it's just such a well done execution of the robot mode. It looks like it really just walked off the screen. And I can't say much more than that about it. So I'll show off the last bit here, which is the spider web. And this section comes off. It's got this little clip here, which holds onto the anchor, which I showed off. So to switch it over, you have a couple of options. You can actually pull this out. You can plug this in just the back here if you want for her robot mode. You can also just plug it in the other way around, just like that, if you really wanted to, and plug our robot mode in like that, but then you've got the arm in front of the web. So it's kind of up to you how you want to do it. You can take this piece off and rotate it around to the front, so you have the, you know, depending on whether you want a concave web or a convex web, it really doesn't matter. It's up to you. So whatever you think looks best, because it is shaped in a particular direction, just so you're aware. But you can go ahead and plug that just in like that. Like I showed you before, take the back panel, unpeg it just a slight little bit, get this section tucked in and up, and just up against the back, and it really doesn't, you know, it looks great even just like that, and leaves the peg hole available. So if you want to do like an action pose or whatever, you can do that. So we'll go ahead and get her just attached, just like so, and then she's on her web. Very, very cool. And it gives me a lot of hope for Tarantulas, for a lot of reasons, because I hope Tarantulas comes with one of these, but maybe with a more pointed end, so you can recreate the whole guerrilla warfare stuff, where Optimus totally gores Tarantulas with his own weapon. And Tarantulas just has a more forgiving beast mode body type. In both modes, I think. He's got a more forgiving body that lends itself maybe a little bit better to a transformation that's a little more clean in either direction. But I also hope that he comes with a clip to hold Cheetor in beast mode on his web. I hope he actually comes with a web too. That would be really cool. But either way, I think this is a really solid try. It's not perfect. The robot mode is basically perfect. The beast mode is it can be a little bit of a mess, to be honest. But overall, I'm happy with the figure, and I look forward to seeing what else they come out with for the Beast Wars Masterpiece line. So that's going to do it for this review, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. It really does help me out. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more. I'll be back with more Transformers stuff soon, so stick around for that. In the meantime, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.